Welcome to practice. We're going to begin laying down with a blanket folded on the long edge. Do a little concertina fold there or a roll even, and that's to go under the shoulder blades. And just check in when you lie on that blanket. You want to make sure that the front and back of your neck feel fairly even in length, but the back of the neck still feels long. So if it doesn't, if it feels like you're reaching your head down to the floor, you could put a cushion under your head, or just make your blanket under your shoulder blades lower, or even take it out if it's a problem. When you take your arms straight out from your shoulders, the blanket isn't forcing them higher than the shoulders. So, you put it in the right spot if it's just under the arm. And neutral legs to begin with. By that I mean parallel and feet hip width and parallel. Finding your breath. And what it feels like to bring your mind to focus on your breathing. To feel the movement of your breath in your body. And then stretch your arms out overhead. If you haven't got room for them to be straight, hold your elbows. Otherwise, arms out straight, legs out straight. We'll have the palms, let's do facing up. And then you'll notice that your armpits feel a little bit broader when you do that movement. And staying tuned in to your breathing. The feeling of the ribs moving. Feeling of the belly moving. And notice the restriction here. We've got the blanket under the back rib, so there's a little bit of pressure that might stop the ribs opening fully. Let's see what that feels like. And in fact, by applying that pressure at the back, we're asking the front ribs to move a little more. Very nice. And releasing, bending your arm, bending your leg. Take it slowly, rolling off to your right side. It can be quite a strong adjustment there under the spine. Take it nice and slow. Don't push anything out of joint, out of alignment. Nice work. And we're going to come into an all fours position. And cat stretch. Simple act of arching the spine up and down. Oh, excuse me for a moment. Keep doing cat stretch. I need to blow my nose. This is such a lovely way to tune into how the back is feeling. Good. And then we're going to make it more of a spinal wave, front and back. So just start to take the shoulders back so you can bend your elbows and bring the chest through the hands a little bit. It can be small wave-like movements. Just noticing it's different to the cat stretch. You're involving more of the body. See if you can stay tuned in to that feeling of the breath flowing in. And this energetic flow of movement in your body. Good. And then taking forward Virasana, hips back towards the heels and arms forward. Come up into downward facing dog pose and keep your heels high and your legs bent. And with each exhalation, let the chest move towards the legs and the shoulders be wide and the spine long. And as you inhale, bring the shoulders forward and look forward. Feel the spine between the shoulder blades engaging. Good. And as you exhale, bring the chest back towards the front of the legs. Let the head hang down. So again, just a small movement. But feeling both the strengthening and the stretching of that middle spine or thoracic spine. Following the flow of your breath. Good. And then we're going to press the heels down. Start to feel the resistance in the legs, shoulders broad. And feeling the flow of breath. We're going to step the right foot forward between the hands. Now, if you know that that's not going to work, bring your knees gently to the floor, hands off the floor, right foot forward, and then tuck your left toes under. So you're in a lunge position. We're going to bring the arms up by the sides of the body and look forward, palms facing up. Reach the fingertips back. Feel the flow of your breath. Good. We're going to step forward and balance on the right foot. Swing the arms forward. Step the left foot forward. Ooh, so balancing on the right foot. And let's bend the right knee a little bit. Picking up your left foot. Maybe your tiptoes are on the floor. Maybe you can pick the leg up high. Even hold your knee. The right leg's a little bit bent. Nice. We're going to step the left foot back now and come back into downward facing dog pose. So if you step the left foot back, we'll be in a lunge position, hands to the floor, and then step the right foot back, downward facing dog pose. Pressing the heels down. Letting the head just hang down. Nice work. And then we're going to bring the left foot forward. So if you feel that's not going to step all the way forward to your hands, knees gently to the floor, hands off the floor, left foot forward. And we're in a lunge position. So pick your right knee up off the floor, press back through your right sole of the foot. Beautiful. Strong legs. Take the arms up beside you, palms up, look forward. Mm. And then we're going to step forward, swing the arms forward, step the right foot forward, and balancing on the left leg, which we're going to have a little bit bent. Good. You might have your right tiptoes on the floor. Maybe you can feel with the leg a little bit bent. Balance is a little easier, but using a lot of strength, yeah? On the left leg. Oh. Nice work. Now we're going to step the right foot back into that lunge position. So hands are going to go to the floor, right foot's going to step back. And then step the left foot back and we're in downward facing dog pose. Oh, and let your head just hang down. So lovely. Fingers out wide. Pressing your heels. And then come back, knees to the floor. And cat stretch. Feeling the movement of the spine, the movement of the breath. Reminding yourself about your hands, how you use your hands, fingers out wide. Press the fingerprint. Good. Elbows are just a little bit bent. Beautiful. Downward facing dog pose. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're going to step the right foot forward between the hands for a long lunge. So remember, you can do that by taking the knees to the floor, hands off the floor, right foot forward. Nice long lunge. And lifting the torso now into Virabhadrasana 1. Drawing the shoulder blades down, little fingers reaching out, thumbs reaching back. And feel the flow of breath. And lengthen where you want to lengthen. Feel strong. Beautiful. We're going to step forward and balance on the right leg. Keep the right leg a little bit bent. See if you can, if you have your balance, put your left heel on your right knee. Let the left knee out into a half lotus pose. Lovely. And then we're going to release the left leg, step to the back of the mat into a long lunge position, hands back to the floor. And right foot steps back, downward facing dog pose. Oh, yes. Press the heels down. Let the head just hang down. And enjoying the flow of the breath. And where you can find space and length in your body. Beautiful. Now we're stepping the left foot forward between the hands. So if you can feel that that's not going to reach all the way, bring the knees gently to the floor, hands off the floor, then step the left foot forward. Long lunge. And lifting the torso now into Virabhadrasana 1. So lift the torso, lift the arms, palms facing. Straighten your back leg. Draw the shoulder blades down. And reach with the small fingers up to the ceiling, the thumbs back. And breathing. Beautiful. We're going to step forward, balance on the left foot. Left leg a little bit bent. Maybe if you have your balance, you can bring your right heel onto your left knee. Even bend the left leg a little more. The right knee heads towards the floor. Beautiful. And then stepping back into your long lunge. So right foot's going to step back, hands down onto the floor. Ooh. And then left foot back, downward facing dog pose. Press the heels down, lift the kneecaps, the sit bone, and enjoying the depth of the breath. Good. And then knees to the floor. Cat stretch. Simple act, bringing your attention to your spine. Can you feel the movement of the whole core of the body? So when you arch the spine up, squeezing the belly towards the spine. Good. Downward facing dog pose. So tuck the toes under. Big step forward with the right foot. And this time for Trikonasana. So if you turn your left heel in, you've got your right heel lined up with the center of your left foot in an arch. Let's keep the hands on the floor and your body at a comfortable angle to your leg. And start to straighten your right leg. And you'll notice there's resistance there. You just straighten to where you can. Maybe straighten and let go, straighten and let go. Warming up a little. Good. Now place your right hand on your right leg, left hand on your left hip, and roll the left hip back. And then see how you go getting your legs straight. So lift your torso up enough to give your spine room to be even on both sides of your waist. You might lift your hand up even above your knee to get that feeling. And then we'll roll the left wrist back. Feel the heart shining. Take the left arm up. And then you might find that you can reach back into the posture so the right hand slides down the leg without rolling the body forward, without losing the sense of evenness on both sides of your spine and keeping the feeling of the heart shining outward, upward. Feeling the flow of your breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to step forward from here. Woohoo! And balance. So release your hands, look forward, step forward, balance on your right leg. Okay. Either you're keeping your tiptoes on the floor or putting your left heel on your right, above your right knee. So we're in a kind of half lotus. Now you could go a little further if you've got your balance, and that is to bring your left heel in front of your right hip instead. So you're in a half lotus position. Good. We'll bring the hands in front of the heart. Feel the shoulder blades reaching down. Good. And then releasing that side. I'm going to step back. I broke it down into smaller parts. All right, let's step back with the left foot. Let's step back with the right foot, downward facing dog pose. And then we're going to step the left foot forward. So if you can't feel that happening from here, bring the knees gently to the floor. Hands off the floor, left foot forward, and then you're in a nice long lunge. Good. And then we're going to place the right heel down on the floor, for Trikonasana, your right side. Just keep the hands on the floor to begin with and your body at a comfortable angle from your legs. And then we'll start to straighten and release the left leg. Straighten and release the left. Feel the feet really comfortably onto the ground. Each toe sharing a tiny bit of the balance. Oh, beautiful. All right, and then we're going to put the left hand on the left leg and slide up all the way until you can feel both sides of your waist even. Good. So your left hand's on your left leg, right hand on your right hip, and roll the right hip back. Roll the right ribs back. Feel the heart shining outward and upward. And then bring your right arm up into Trikonasana. And explore with the breath where your body needs to lengthen, feel more spacious. Explore your alignment here. Beautiful. All right, we're going to release the arms, step forward, lift up, and balance on the left leg. Left leg a little bit bent. You might have your right tiptoes on the floor. Maybe the foot lifts up. Maybe your right heel is balancing on your left knee. Or you can go that little way further, the right heel into the front of the left hip. Hands in front of the heart. Shoulder blades drawing down. Enjoying each breath. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to release and then step back into the long lunge. Hands to the floor, right foot back, left foot back, downward facing dog pose. How wonderful is yoga? Pressing your heels, feeling the lift and lengthening of the legs, the lengthening of the spine and neck, armpit. Beautiful. And then we're going to release and come into a seated position. So take your blanket to sit onto. I'm going to fold it on the short edge. Make a seat. Legs out straight. We're going to bend in the left leg and take hold of the left foot with your right hand and explore that half lotus position that we were trying out. And so if you move your knee as far back as it'll go and as far across to the right as it'll go, that's your range of movement. And just look at the ends or the edges of that range of movement. Try and sit with the spine long. We tend to round the spine back, trying to accommodate this movement in the hip. Good. And then even make a big circle with your knee, like stirring a cauldron. Great. Now we're going to check out where the foot lands. Now, somewhere in the arc of movement from the foot sitting on the floor inside the right leg to the heel being up on the in front of the right hip. So somewhere along there is where your foot's going to land. If it's painful to put your foot on the muscle of your right leg and don't have it sitting right on your right knee, then you could pad with a little bit of a cushion or a blanket. And the other thing that you could do to make this more comfortable is pad underneath the left knee. So it might be more in this shape, depending on the bones of your hip. So we take the half lotus position, as awkward as it might be. Let's put the hands behind the hips so we can find the length of the spine and find the breath. And notice what it feels like to pay attention to the awkwardness. To appreciate it. Good. And then we're going to turn the spine or the torso to the left side. So you're turning towards your bent leg. Feeling each breath. And the possibility of turning the ribs a little more. Maybe the legs feeling just a little more relaxed. If anyone has long arms and would like to reach the left arm behind, you might be able to take hold of your foot, your left foot, with your left hand behind you. Good. And then we're going to release that side. Both legs out in front. Take a moment to feel the length of your legs. Press the backs of the knees down if that feels okay. For some people, that's a painful movement, and sometimes a pillow underneath the knees makes that more doable. Beautiful. And then we're going to do the right leg. So hold your right foot in your left hand and start to explore that range of movement if you move the knee right back and then across to the left side of your left leg. Range of movement in that direction. That diagonal direction. And be curious about the edges or the ends of that range where you get a little bit stuck. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to put the foot down somewhere that expresses that range. Your right foot might be on the floor, lying on the inside of your left leg. Maybe the foot will land somewhere along the left thigh or even in front of the left hip. And then paying attention to where you might need some extra support. There's a few spots. It might be under the left knee, maybe under the right thigh. Maybe even between the foot and the thigh. And then we're going to take the hands back behind the hips so we can really find the long and easeful spine. So even though the legs are doing something awkward, we find the breath and feel that the spine is at ease. Maybe the legs can start relaxing a little. Good. And then we're going to turn the spine to the right side. So turn the torso to the right side, drawing the shoulder blades down. Oh, excuse me. Not a good position for sneezing. All right, for the long-armed people, if you'd like to try and reach your right arm behind you, and you're trying to reach as far as your left foot. Not quite reach on this side. We can dream. It's to help turn the kidneys, the lower ribs, You can do that without long arms. Draw the shoulder blades down, neck relaxed, feeling the flow of your breath. Beautiful. And then releasing. Nice work with the legs. Let the legs out straight. And just take a moment. Just lean back on your hand. Have a look at your legs and appreciate them. Great. And then we're going to lay down and let's see, you're going to have a blanket underneath your hips. So lay down and put the blanket there. Excuse me again, I have to blow my nose. I've got really bad hay fever today. Okay, so lay down, put the blanket underneath your hips. Feet hip width and legs parallel. Let's take the arms overhead. Palms up. And just be relaxed in your arms and shoulders. So straight, but not completely straight. Feel in your body. Let's start with the back body, the lower back, shoulders, where you can lay more heavily towards the floor. Just letting go of tension. We're going to bring the arms into cactus arms by trying to keep them on the floor, so elbows and backs of the hands stay close to the floor, and find the cactus arm shape. That's elbows straight out from your shoulders and at 90 degrees. And without looking, try to feel that they're even. Good. And then we're going to move them back to straight without really stretching. So just finding straight. Putting more effort into relaxing the shoulders, the back of the neck, the armpit. Good. And then bring the elbows back out to cactus arms. Elbows straight out from the shoulders. Try to feel both sides evenly. And then just notice, is there tension now in moving from one to the other? Relax your upper back, your neck, your chest, armpit. Beautiful. Release your arms. Release your blanket, so lift your hips. Put your arms down on the floor beside you, palms down. Lift your hips. Lift as high as you can, and then really use your legs. So press your feet, feel the thigh muscles lifting, squeeze the buttock muscles towards each other, feeling that lovely, powerful lift. Beautiful. Keep your neck feeling long. Sometimes hair gets caught up. Clothing. Keep the neck long. And we're going to lower down bone by bone. But keep the legs feeling powerful, buttock muscles as well. Bone by bone. Bone by. Great. And if you want to lift higher, bring your heels in closer to your sit bones. But that can put more pressure on your knees. So further out the feet are, the easier on the knees. And we'll try again. We'll lift up. Legs are parallel. Powerful legs. Press the feet, lift the thighs, squeeze the buttock muscles. All right, lift as high as you can and keep the back of your neck long. Press your palms down. Holding parallel legs. The awareness there. Great. And then lower down, one at a time, each vertebra. Lovely. Now, you can repeat that one. If you'd like to take your legs overhead into a plow pose, you could try that. But it's important not to just use momentum. You need to use control because you don't want to strain your neck. If you watch for a moment, you might only go halfway. And if you can't make it to there, go back and do the one we were just doing, the lifting up. So you don't have to touch the floor. And in fact, you want this to stretch your spine, but not put pressure on your neck. Now we're going to roll down from the plow pose and try to roll down under control. So it's bone by bone, but not falling down. Ooh. There's a little bit that just falls. Nice. And then release. We're going to keep the legs bent. Arms out from the shoulders. Cross your left thigh over your right thigh. Lift the hips, they go left. And we're going to let the legs to the right side. Both shoulder blades stay on the floor. Mm. Mm. And then using your core awareness to lift your leg back to center and right thigh over the left thigh. Lift the hips, they go right and legs go left. And the right shoulder blade stays down. You find the flow of breath. Beautiful core awareness. Feel the strength there as you lift your leg. And we're going to take the knees into the chest and take happy baby pose, where you try to reach to your feet. Maybe you're just holding your yoga leggings or your ankles or your pajamas. And bring the knees as close to the floor as they'll go. And the toes towards the floor overhead. You feel that nice stretch in the back of the leg. This presses the lower back to the floor. The belly is broad and hollow. Notice the movement of the breath. And let yourself feel less awkward. Natural human movement. like a baby, even swinging a little bit from side to side if you like. Good. And then releasing. And if you'd like to stay for Shavasana, take your legs out to straight. If you need to finish your practice, taking a couple of deep breaths. And when you're ready, rolling to your right side. Namaste to you. And Shavasana, people, when your legs are out straight, check in with how your body feels. If there's any tension in your lower back, a blanket under the thighs can feel really comforting. If there's any tension in your neck, trying to reach back to the floor. And even if you wear glasses, you could take them off and let your face be right. People might even use an eye bag here. So without looking now, just feeling yourself moving into center and balance. Feel your toes. Feel tension or ease. The soles of your feet. Finding both the tension and the ease. Your heels and your ankles. Your lower leg. Your knees. Thighs. And hips. Feel the tension and ease of your lower back. Middle back. Back ribs and shoulders. Side ribs, front ribs. Armpit. Upper arms. Elbows. Forearms. Wrists. Palms. And the backs of your hands. Thumbs. Fingers. Find your neck and throat, finding the tension and the ease. the back of your head, scalp, forehead, around your eyes, around your nose, your mouth, and your lips, tongue, jaw, feel the rise and fall of your torso with the breath. Balance of tension and ease in your body. Appreciating your whole body, breath by breath. Feel yourself laying still. And encouraging gentle movement out of that stillness, wiggling your hands and your feet, bending in your arms and your legs. And rolling over to your right side. And when you feel ready, come up and have a seat. Mm. Bring your hands in front of your heart. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.